Welcome back. Let's invite the next corporate on our show, Aadhar Housing Finance. Stock is up 2% post the Q1 numbers. The NII, net interest income, and the profits have gone up on a year-on-year basis, though the asset quality has deteriorated marginally, sequentially. We have with us Rishi Anand, MD and CEO of the company, joining in. Rishi, morning. Thank you for joining in. This is Reema here. First, if I may just quiz you on your disbursements. Your disbursements are down on a quarter-on-quarter basis, and on a year-on-year basis, I think the growth is just about 4%. Have things slowed down, or are you consciously dispersing less?
Good morning, Reema, and good morning, Surabhi. So yes, you're right. Our quarter-on-quarter disbursement numbers, you see. See the way home loan industry works is quarter four on a sequential quarter four versus quarter one numbers will always be on an incremental disbursement will always be lower. That's how the industry seasonality works. But from a perspective of YOY quarter on quarter, you would see a 4% growth that has been published. I would want to put a note to it that this is post accounting of the RBI circular that came on 29th of April in terms of recognition of interest from check handover date. So if I were to do an apple-to-apple comparison, the growth would be upward of 25%. On a YOY basis, adjusted to the RBI circular, it stands at 4%. So to answer the question, there has been no degrowth, in plans. We continue with our indication of 22 to 24% growth on AUM for the financial year.
22 to 24% growth on AUM. Got that, sir. All right, so let's talk about how spreads are moving. I think you're close to 6%, if I'm not mistaken, this time around. Yeah, 6%. Yeah, yield is quite steady at around 14%. But looking at the market reality, cost of funds, etc., do you expect this to remain at these levels, or could there be some pressure in the coming months?
So Surabhi, we've been guiding throughout that for the management, the comfortable spread stand at about 5.7% to 5.8%. Why is it 6%? This was an RPLR increase of 25 bips that happened in quarter one, because of which you see a spread of 6%. But from a long standpoint perspective, I think 5.7% spread is indicative from Aadhar Housing Finance.
Okay. Asset quality, Rishi, has deteriorated marginally. I know it's not been a big concern for you, but gross NPAs now stand at 1.3% versus 1.1% quarter on quarter. Is there any stress, even incrementally, that you're observing? And what is the guidance on gross NPAs for the next 3 quarters as you see it?
Okay, Reema, the way we look at this is first I will come to YOY and then I'll come to sequential quarter. YOY perspective, from a 1.46% that was reported in Q1 FY24, we are now at 1.31%. So there is an improvement of about 15 bips on GNPA numbers. Again, when you look at a sequential quarter from quarter four to quarter one, again, it is a complete seasonality impact. And if I standalone look at this quarter, I am, as an organization, I am more concerned, or I would rather be more happy with the way the collection team has performed on a YOY basis. Similar quarters, they have given me a 15 bips lower GNPA numbers. So no stress on GNPA numbers even as we go ahead.
Okay, so no stress on asset quality. Clearly, you're not perturbed about growth either, because that guidance is 22 to 24%. But Mr. Anand, I mean, just weigh in on this whole issue on taxation on housing, right? Though I think you cater to the segment where there's a lot of actual end user demand. But in general, what's your sense that the old has been grandfathered? That's no longer an issue and you have the option to choose your tax regime. But going forward, it's a new sort of taxation era, and the rate is going to be 12.5% for anybody who's buying a house after the budget. Do you see this impacting demand in any way, especially the end of demand, which is not 100% end use? You know, there are people who still take a house, a second or third house, even though they may not need it immediately for self-use.
Surabhi, I will try and give you 2 flavors to it. One is up till the budget date, things have been taken care of with the choice given to the consumer. So that has been taken care of. As we move ahead, now I'll give you a generic view on the LMI segment and upward premium segment. Yes, there might be impact on investments, etc. But when it comes to Aadhar housing finance, since we cater to the lowest segment of the society, where, in a lifetime, the consumer would make only one house. So for him, looking at investments and sales, so from a perspective of Aadhar housing finance, I don't think, it would matter at all, even as we move ahead, because we are focused on the low income segment and we continue to do that.
Fair enough, absolutely. And for that segment, I mean, the dream of owning a house remains one of the most important achievements in life. Totally understand that. Thank you very much for joining in with the perspective on the business. That's Aadhar Housing Finance at the end of the first quarter. Take a quick break, back with more on the markets in just a bit.